Okay. Let's see if I can get this going here without it being too porky. Our internet is the terrible this morning. I'm so sorry. Okay. Let me finish putting on my shoes. Okay. So I figured we'd do a little bit of an updated thing. It's early. Okay. So we have marigolds now to keep away the white flies. That's our avocado right now. It's terrible because it's not supposed to be all cracked open like that. But I'll put some new stuff in later. These are how the irises, they look like they're taking roots, so that's good. So zucchini plants are coming along. That middle one still isn't getting quite enough of something, I'm sure. And then, yeah, sorry if it's like laggy. It's, like I said, the internet's not the bestest, and I'm only getting like 13 frames a second. So I'll try to go a little slower here. So what was here was beets, I guess. And so we pulled them out thinking, like, as you can see, like, this looked different. So, like, I was like, oh, I wonder what this one is then. But these were, like, darker red, so those were beets. But here's the chard. So what I do is I add a little bit of oil, like you devein them. So you cut the stem off, and you can pickle the stems, which is really good with salads. But then you cut out the stem part. So I take off the leaf by making 2 slices. I put it into the pan to wilt a little bit with some garlic and oil. And I just have it on rice, or I have it with fish, or things like that. Hold on, I gotta take some coffee drink, which is much harder to open with one hand. Just gonna point that out. Coffee. So that's that. And then we put some marigold seeds. Well, marigolds, but I also sprinkled a little bit of seeds in. I will have to fertilize, but this entire row is basil. And that whole row, like this half is that tomato packet, and this half is this tomato packet. So I put in, I'll try to show you one-handed here, these tomatoes. So they're really good, they're so super sweet, they're really good in salads. So that's those ones there. Marigolds keep the white flies down. I replanted all the lettuce, so that's how our lettuce is coming along. And then, I'm sorry if it's going to be kind of like draggy, because, like I said, the internet's not that great right now. Here's how our peppers are doing. My cilantro and the other peppers. So, they're taking root nicely. It's looking like those ones get more sun than these ones. So, might have to, like, redo those. Okay, the irises. Oh, here's my little crow. My glitter crow. I love it. It's great. It's fantastic. Okay. Then these ones are called, like peppermint things. They look very similar, but they have a very different flavor. So these are heirloom tomates. The tomates, man, the tomates. So that'll be good to mix with the basil to make like a bruschetta, because it's a more hardier tomato plant. So then we have our flowers, and this, I got basil seeds up in here with marigold seeds, and they'll take root in about 7 to 10 days. And like I said, we scattered like 64 marigolds around to try to keep the white flies down. But that's the zucchini all planted in. And that's the lemon cucumber all planted in. Oh, I'm dropping so many frames right now. I'm so sorry. But this is just what it is today. Here's our sunflower. You can see my shadow. Ha, shadow. Okay, so then we had the lavender. The bees really, really like this, and it's flowered like 3 times this year. It's been absolutely incredible, and you can see all the little buds like here. It's gonna flower again. So it's really loving this spot in particular, which is great. Get my compost going, and then the watermelon. And the plants here might not do so well because when we took out the stuff, we found the ants were cultivating termites. So they do it as their food source, and then eat everything else around it. So that's one of those things that it's like, oh man. And then I have snail and caterpillar issues, apparently, or just ants. It looks like it's just ants chilling on my leaves. Those are white flies, and I saw an ant up in here like a half a second ago, chewing up my leaves. So like I said, they'll eat through like the plant material. So I planted plenty. I'll have to put down because you can't spray them or you can contaminate your plants. I had to put down granules to kill the ant farm that was here. And then this is salvia, the purple one. I just asked Mom what those sunflower brightness was, but you can see they're real pretty when they're in bloom. I love the two-toniness. I love like my purple and orange garden, which is pretty great. Okay, so then the next thing we do is we're gonna put in path in here, so that when the fig trees are all grown, we can harvest up and around it. And one of them is taking, because you can see that the little leaves mean it's putting roots in. This one I haven't seen. Oh, there's 2 little like leaf bits right there, so that one's taking as well. So it's good to know that they are liking it there. But we transplanted the lemongrasses here now, and it seems to like it okay. It might be too far forward, but I've never grown lemongrass before, so that's a new one on me. And then we transplanted some. They look a little wilty, but they will be fine, and give it another week or 2, and then they'll be like happy as clams to have been like not on top of each other. But you can see the red one. So these little fumes are their seeds. So we go like that, and we make so much more of them. Like you go shoo 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 shoo, and then I'll water that in. You have to make that sound, obviously. But I'll water it in, and hopefully they'll make lots more Gerbera daisies. That's what the red ones are. And then we have my purple daisy. It looks pinkish, but it is like a pink purple. And then we're going to be putting, I forgot what we planted by the Celtic statue, but we're going to be putting irises kind of through here from the front yard. Just like that. We kind of scattered them in because they'll pop at different heights and levels, which would be nice. I got to get more soil this weekend because that thing is taking off like you would not believe. I don't think I'm to the point where, yeah, the roots haven't made it quite to the bottom, but you want to get it out before that, otherwise it gets root bound, and that's not what you want. But then more more marigolds to plant around it to keep the white flies off of it. But there is my flamingo that my hubby got me. He got me a couple of them, so that'll go into the Wonderland zone. And then I also sprayed these pots that I showed you on the craft stream. I painted them like a very, I don't even know if you could see it. It's like a mirror, almost like a mirrored silver color. It's really awesome. And then my mom couldn't help it, but she got me a hedgehog on a mushroom for my Wonderland. I love it. And then I've got my toads, my mushroom things there. So this is the zone I'm working on. Like this next week, I've got to like pull this sprinkler. I've got to move it back some, or pop it up, because I'm pretty sure I don't actually need that sprinkler to be that sprinkler. I might just put a head on it with pipes for any kind of plants I have here. So it'll get a head like that one over there, where I can take the hoses and run them right to the plants. So then you guys can see kind of like the clematises. They are growing up, so all of those will wrap around this and create an archway of awesome like pink purple flowers. And then we'll have the pink blueberry and the blue blueberry, and it'd just be like a pink and purple zone. It'd be great. And you know, there hasn't been much change here, but that one's flowering again and again and again. So that's a new bulb it set out, and another flower it did. And the violets really like it. There, and then that's the other lavender. That's a different kind of lavender, but it should bloom the same. And then we have Mr. Owl with his fairy hair, and the fairy flower really likes it. I keep calling it fairy flower. It's fuchsia, but just so you know. And then that is honeysuckle. That's what that is honeysuckle, and that's going to go out front. It likes it okay. I think it would like it better out front. And then we planted some more marigolds up and around here for that marigold really likes it, and so does that one there. But the others are kind of like more deadish. So then onions. I'm not sure the onions are really taking in this garden. I planted them a couple of months ago. See, it's seeding. This means it's seeding, which means it's done. But if I pull this, does that look like an onion to you? No. So it's seeding before it's actually created an onion, which is a problem. But it's also good, even if I just do it as a crop. Putting it in, not really eating it, as much as I would like to eat it, it does put something into... This soil is like no good. It's like the top layer here, which is hard packed clay. But this soil wasn't very good soil to start with, so I kind of have to build it up from scratch. So when this is done, I put another layer of soil down. I got to fill the box up, and then we can put in more tomatoes, because I can string the tomatoes straight down, and then like hoist them up to support them. So I'll have like a wall of tomatoes here, because we can transplant the ones from that other box into this zone. But I need like way more soil here. And and then this is what I did yesterday. Besides painting the pots, I moved all of this from the front yard, hauled it back here, and then two gentlemen helped me kind of level it out and to rake down the piles I had created. So they saved me about a day's worth of work by just coming and raking because I was running out of energy. But trailer will go right here, hopefully next week. I do still have to, I have to pack it down. See, I have to, it has to get compacted. And I have a stamper to, compact it. But my mom will have to kind of, take one of these boards and, kind of, level. And then I gotta stamp it down. And then level, and then stamp it down. And kind of get it to the point where it's good to go. Because I could have brought it beyond this point, but because the trailer can't hit this, I figured this was a good edge. Anything else can just kind of slide down, or we could put in pavers or something else to hold it kind of back. Just like those ones. We have a couple of pavers like those. Might be good across here. But she likes to put down a layer of sand, and then the pavers, and then pavers will have to go underneath that lip of the door, which I still have to kind of fix, and I still have to do the edging on the fence. But I figured I can do that after the trailer's actually in. That could be any time, really, because it already doesn't swing correctly. I noticed it's supposed to swing out, it swings in, which changes the amount of space that we have forward, but that's okay too. Just having that space forward where it's cleared, where wheels can go, where she can store things is fine. We can store outside things, like her propane tanks or something else she might need out in that zone where the fence goes. Because I believe her hitch has to go pull out all the onions will get pulled out. So the onions will get pulled out, and then see, Mr. Hedgehog has to go into Wonderland zone. Onions will go out. They'll feed the compost bins, so they've already let out the nutrients they were going to let out into that zone. So that's been treated with onions. I think the next thing is tomatoes. And then the thing after that is beans or something. There's a cycle of things that you need to do so that it replenishes the soil naturally. I'm kind of learning that. Okay. Thank you for the bits. So, this was originally green, but I spray painted it this really awesome navy blue color. You can't even see it because it's kind of overcasty today, which is what I wanted yesterday, but that's okay. Today would have been a good day for not dying of heat. But so it became this dark blue color, and then my mom made me the colorful flamingo cushion for my lounger, so I could be out here laying down, looking up and going Animal Crossing. And then I spray painted the chair, so she made me these cushions to go with those flamingo. She bought those flamingo pillows, but she made me this cushion, and I have the before and after, I think, posted in my into my Discord in the gardening tab, I believe. But see how this one looks so nice? She took the furniture from my sister this weekend. So that's how it'll look. We have another, she's covering that when she gets back for that cushion over there. And then we pull out the orange umbrella for here. And the purple umbrella for over there. Or vice versa. I'm not sure yet. But we have to, I might create a straw poll of colors for the chairs and the table to go, because that needs to be done. It needs to be done something. I'm not sure what. I like colored things in the garden because, everything's green. And then I have to pop the top off of this this table, and I meant to do it yesterday after it's been sitting in the sun, because the silicone that holds it gets more pliable and you could pop the top off. And then I had to sand down the brown on that a little bit, and then I need to get another can of the blue or another pop color. Maybe I do another like dark blue or something. Because it can't be the sunflower color, because the sunflower color is orange with a yellow kind of spray on it to make it like the perfect kind of color for me, because they're like that comes out of a can. But I don't want it like blue like those, you know. I want something else. Even though it's the same style, I don't necessarily want the same color. It might go to a flamingo pink. I might have to do like a flamingo pink somewhere. Or a coral or something. She got me a couple choices, so that might work. And then I might do the umbrella stand in the same sort of thing, so we have like two of each kind of thing. But I might create a straw poll for dealing with the tables and chairs, because like I say, we have this scheme going, and that over there to go with, because if you could see that chair has like we tiled it. It's yellow and blue. So that's kind of like pulling things together here, you know. But I want the side table next to my lounger, because, you know, I'm going to need a place to put down my DSs and my coffee and my book, because I'm like out here all summer long. I'm out here like all summer long. What is inside? I don't know. But you can see like the colorful lawn. I've got to mow today still. But I gotta mow my hair down first, because it was a little too hot yesterday, sweating it out and having so much hair. So everybody gets a shave down today. So yeah, I was excited to show you guys my Wonderland progress, and you know, the progress of all the plants, because like especially the chard has grown like it's massive. I mean, the small leaf is the size of my hand, and this is a small leaf. I mean, this is a small leaf, and this is the size of my hand. The big leaves are maybe like 3 hands down. Yeah, so they grew quite a bit from leaves about this big to the size of my hand, and so I figured we'd just do updates. It might become a more regular Monday or Saturday morning type streams. I'm gonna try to figure out which day works better. It'll probably end up being on Mondays. Like we'll do Monday morning regular IRL stream. I think might be a regular thing on our channel. And if I say schedule, the universe will be like, nope. Because you know how it is, you know. But things might change too, so I'll try to make it on one of those 2 days, though. It's either going to be Saturday morning or it's going to be Monday morning, depending on what the chore list has in store. It's going to be one of those 2 days. And I will be doing Splatfest a little bit later on today, so I got to set up for that. And then possibly tonight I might do some Animal Crossing on the new DS setup as a test streaming thing again, because I couldn't get it to connect last time and it was just kind of terrible. So yeah, you just catch me all throughout the day here. So until then, later. Bye.